Human beings were always supposed to remain connected consciously to the natural world from the beginning of life on planet Earth. But as time went on and humans started to develop their cities and machines, they began to see the world as only a physical space to build upon and take from its resources freely without consequence. The time has come now to call upon the elven spirit within and to become a true steward of this earth. In stories, elves are either seen as friends to humans and kind healers, or as angry enemies of them. Have we ever asked why they are shown in this light collectively? I believe that the reason why elves are depicted this way is to show an often justifiable angry defense of Earth and its plants and animals. We must admit that from the time humans moved away from working directly with the land and animal husbandry, they felt a feeling of disconnect from that which they take from. Humans have killed plant life and animals unnecessarily so for greed, sport, overconsumption, and out of sheer ignorance of what they were really looking at. It is time for humanity to wake up together, an awakening that calls to the depths of their souls, that has become crucial to not just be a civilian of Earth, but a guardian over it. Each soul on Earth can feel this call directly to help bring back a balance to the natural world and preserve all that is left. There is still time left. And it is true. Nature has its own healing mechanisms within the very chemicals of plants, as well as natural survival instincts as animals, but humans have become the most aggressively dominant species on Earth. And this can be a great danger to the natural world. If humans fail to awaken to the nature within themselves, and they can continue to pollute this planet till there is not a chance for nature to heal itself. It is about balance and restoring that balance once again. And right now, too many humans are not conscious of keeping this balance with nature from the resources they take from and do not replenish. To the ground they walk upon and throw their trash on the ground, to the air that we breathe. From sky to sea, humans must start to consciously ask and think deeper about everything that they do. Corporations can no longer be soulless entities after profit, but must contain a conscious awareness of themselves as a group of souls that can have a big impact on Earth with how they pollute it or how they give back and sustain it. The goal of humanity to truly live as wise as elves would be constantly be conscious of what they put out into the atmosphere, all the way from the air above us to the ground and the soil. Each human needs to ask themselves, what are they throwing away in their household and are consuming of nature every day? To have a mind that instantly connects to nature and is aware of the impact that humans create is truly the most important part of having elven wisdom that will ensure life moves forward on Earth for many more ages to see new evolutionary stages naturally occur. Some of us were born on this earth to naturally have compassion and connect to the natural world without anyone ever teaching us or us learning wrong from right. We are the sum total of our experiences till now, and nobody taught us to have empathy for animals, small and large, as a child, or to care in the way plants and trees are treated here. We just knew in our hearts that Earth was a precious space of diverse life, and we were here to help guard over it, while others remained unaware of their own interconnection. We watched others throw their garbage on the sacred ground, or torture animals on Earth with sadness and contempt in our hearts. Those with an elf spirit will be fierce warriors for Earth and all its creatures, and there may be many stories in our life which reflect this nature of going above and beyond, to save anything and everything that we can of the natural world. I have many personal stories of risking my own life as a child to save animals that I saw in need of my help, and this continues today. It is just that little extra natural energy that gives a human an elven soul on Earth, a bit more of a concern or care for the natural world that makes you feel familiarity more so with the elves of film and stories, rather than the way humans live unconsciously on their own land. We in touch with our elven souls will feel a kinship to ancient people of the earth, who loved and worshipped nature in its diverse forms. When they dance with the wind spirits, so do we in our hearts. When they bring respect and worship to animals as sacred spirits, so do we. It is said that the Star People came and visited the Native Americans, teaching them wisdom of both Earth and the stars. Is it a wonder that those who also feel there is another home off of this planet also have a great care and concern for this Earth as starseeds? I believe one of the big reasons that starseeds are here on Earth, as an identity and a memory that they hold on to, is to help facilitate a need for spiritual evolution for humanity, to preserve our natural world, and ensure its future abundance and health. One of the most pressing needs right now is for every single soul on Earth to ask themselves in what way can they become a steward of this planet and ensure the balance of plant and animal life with humans. How can they take part in a great awakening and remembrance of how every blade of grass, the bird in the sky, is all connected to a delicate ecosystem that connects all living beings together and is fragile enough that if you destroy one part of it, you affect the whole web of souls. Humans also need to be highly aware of the impact their technologies have mentally as well as physically on the natural world. Are we forgetting what it feels like to walk outside in a forest because we are glued to the high-definition smart screens? Where is this balance met in our lives of technology and nature? Also, are technologies being developed that can harm nature in its own makings, such as with more destructive weapons, or in a way that feels like it would be helping the planet, but actually is bringing more inorganic metals and materials that cannot be broken down in atoms so easily? Everything in a truly elf-ruled world would be eco-friendly, eco-sustainable, and never would harm nature, but work with it, adapt to it, and blend in with it so that technology blurs the lines between organic and inorganic and becomes magic to help bring more efficiency to our lives. Solar punk may be a term to use in this vision of this future, but there are many ways that Elven Souls as environmentalists, biologists, and eco-sustainable designers and architects can help inspire a future world like this. This is a time for those who connect with their elven spirit within to express themselves and show support to our beautiful world. It is time for each soul to evolve into their higher selves, their higher elves, as I like to call it, because the truth is, the apotheosis of mankind cannot happen without a conscious awareness of the natural world and how our actions affect it greatly. This is our home, and it is far more than a place to put a house down upon. It is a world ecosystem that can only be sustained for a very long future if humanity awakens to the secrets of their connection within themselves. As above, so below. As within, so without. We are one, and this includes all the flora and fauna that you see and share this energetic space with. So join me every year on July 1st in expressing your elven spirits as an awakened steward and guardian over Earth. I hope this is one day we can come together as elven souls around the world, but also that you feel going forward that you can express yourself daily and find support and kinship in doing so. Do what you can in your own personal power to help keep the balance so humans do not abuse their power over animal and plant life, causing their own destruction unaware of their deeper interconnection to it all. Let's see Earth flourish into the future and mankind evolve into elven-like beings that walk gently upon this earth, aware of all animals and plants around them, living in harmony with them, and revealing the secrets to their own immortality, or at the very least, more long and peaceful lives on a healthy planet of full abundance. We do not have to live forever, but we can extend our lives and live more disease-free and healthily. Tolkien wrote that his elves represented the wisest beings with a quote from his letters to his publishers about what the elves truly represented in his stories of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. He said, "Their magic is art, delivered from many of its human limitations, more effortless, more quick, and more complete. And their object is art, not power. Subcreation, not domination, and tyrannous reforming of creation." The elves are immortal, at least as far as the world goes, and hence are concerned rather with the griefs and burdens of deathlessness in time and change than with death itself. I believe what this means from Tolkien for humanity is the potential to increase our capacity to create beauty together and work in harmony with nature, not try to control it or find ways to live forever, but to understand life fully and work with it, and allow our future creations to always be guided and inspired by the divine hand of nature itself, to learn to let go of trying to live forever, and to be in acceptance of the natural flow of this universe. We can also stop trying to control and dominate one another, and instead start to think of each other as equal, sovereign beings who can collaborate and create a more beautiful world together, more so than we can alone. There is a time to honor both our solitude, as well as a time to join hands together with others. There is much to ponder and reflect on All Elves Day, but I hope I gave you a window into my mind of why I wanted to encourage people to find their own elven light within themselves, today and always. I believe it's a birthright of every soul on earth to discover this greater love for nature, the greater connection within, and the divine nature within ourselves, creating a more abundant and peaceful world for all beings of this world.